What's up, guys, and welcome to another edition of Coach's Corner with Jeremy Riga. I, of course, am your host, Jeremy Riga. A happy Sunday to each and every one of you. So I wanted to make a special video today because I think it's very important to talk about this particular topic. As we all know, it's about that time for everybody to get going back to school. So I thought what I would do is I would make a video on how to successfully integrate academics with club soccer. I think sometimes we look at soccer as a way to success. And in a way that is very true, because if you're really good at the game, you do have opportunities to be successful and make a career out of it. However, the amount of people that actually get to do that is slim to none. So I wanted to make a video on the importance of academics, and I wanted to give you guys a few tips on what I think would be very helpful in order to successfully integrate those two things. I'm not going to go into an incredible amount of detail simply because what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my videos, but I'm going to go more into detail on my podcast. If you haven't checked that out already, it's on Spotify. You can just search for Coach's Corner with Jeremy Riga and you will find the first episode. So let's get right into the video. I'm going to give you 3 tips on how I think people can successfully integrate athletics with inside the classroom, because I believe academics is really the key to success. I think soccer is a great way to get your name out there because, like I said, if you're good at what you do, it's going to give you opportunities. But I don't want my athletes thinking, hey, this is my ticket to success, because quite frankly, they are going to find more success from getting a degree from the classroom rather than being a good soccer player on the pitch. So my first key to success is really for the parents. The one piece of advice that I would give parents at the start of the school year is stay involved with what your son or daughter is doing. Don't be afraid to check up on them and ask for their grades on a regular basis, because that's going to give you the peace of mind that your child is doing well, and quite frankly, if they're not doing well, it gives you the chance to find out why they're not doing well. And to be honest with you, it really helps us as coaches, because if you're able to keep track of their grades, then you can give that information to us. We don't always have the opportunity to say, okay, you're doing well in this, but you're not doing well in this. And there are some coaches who don't like to get involved with the details of how athletes are doing in school. They will always tell you that it's important, but they don't always have the time to really check up on each and every athlete and see how they're doing in every class. So I believe it's really important for parents to really keep an eye on how they're doing, because, you know, it really helps out everybody. It helps out you have that peace of mind, and it helps us because the parents can help the coaches see how each player is doing. My second point would be this. This is for the athletes, and I think this is so important for athletes to remember. Keep track of what you have to do in school. Don't wait until the last minute to do things, because the reality is that if you stay ahead of the game, it's going to help you be that much more successful inside the classroom. And never, ever forget the importance of school. Soccer is completely secondary to academics. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I think sometimes athletes tend to forget that, and sometimes they discount school altogether. So I truly believe that it is vitally important for you soccer players out there to remember what really is important. I understand that athletes want to do well, and believe me, as a coach, I want you to do well as well, but I also am realistic about things. And really, if we're going to be honest, your success is going to come from the classroom. My third piece of advice would be for coaches. And this piece of advice is something that I would like to see more often. I would like to think that coaches do this every day, and I see it more often than I don't see it, which really makes me happy because it's something that I believe is so very important. You have to decide as a coach how you are going to approach your athletes who may not be doing as well as they could be in school. To me, there's two ways you could approach this. Number one, you could use tough love. Well, I'm sorry, Johnny, but if you don't start doing better in school, you're not going to play on this team. And you have every right to do that. But that's not always going to work, because if they're an athlete, a lot of times what's going to happen is that they're going to look at you and say, well, if you're not going to let me play, I'll just find someone who is. And unfortunately, they have every right to do that. The other way a coach could approach this is, I want to be a mentor to you. You know, I see that you're not doing well in this. How can we fix this together? You know, what can we do together that is going to make you more successful in this class? You know, I've always been a firm believer in the fact that you'll reach somebody more by remaining positive than you will by pointing out negative things. Of course, no coach wants to admit that they are tough on their athletes, but all of our coaches are. I'm tough on my athletes, but I like to approach it in a way that can relate to them, because I truly believe positivity is the way to go. So those are my 3 tips on how to successfully integrate soccer with academics. Like I said, I didn't want to go too far into detail because I'm going to be doing that on my podcast. That episode will probably be released today, a short time after this video. As always, if you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you everybody for the overwhelming support that you have given this channel. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought this would have been as successful as it has been. And the reality is, if the channel doesn't grow anymore, I really don't care, because I want to reach people and I want to make a difference. And if I have to do that with a smaller group, so be it. But would I like to see the channel grow? Of course. So thank you everybody that has supported this channel and that has supported the podcast. You can find my podcast on Spotify. Just search Coach's Corner with Jeremy Riga. I will leave a link in the description. Until next time, guys, have a great day. Bye-bye.